everyone, and welcome to another episode of Divination with Dani. For all of you who were interested in getting your Get Haunted Valentine's Day bundle, there is still time. Hurry up and get your butts over to www.gethaunted.com and choose between three of the different packages. I know I like the design for the I think it's the first one, whatever. I don't have the thing or I'd bring it up. But anyway, there is still time, but you're running out of time. So hurry up and get on over there and get your bundle. Otherwise, welcome to another episode of Divination with Dani. And so I don't know if you saw, I had done a post when I was creating the episode for the Empress that I kind of feel like I'm missing the point a little bit with how tarot flows for the last couple of episodes. It was getting a little bit too technical. I think I was not letting myself flow as much as I would if I was sitting one-on-one with somebody. And I don't know about you, but I'm not digging that. I don't want to become a little robot over here just spitting out facts that all of you could find on your own anyway. I really would rather this be a more of an intuitive flow for the show, and it's going to take some time. There's going to be a few things that I tweak and change over the next couple episodes, and I guarantee you that the Fool and the Magician, the High Priestess, they will be revisited once we get through the rest of the major arcana, because I feel like I haven't done them justice the way that I would have liked to have. I did give you guys facts, but I feel like it didn't flow the way I wanted it to. So we're going to see. We're going to start with the Empress here, and I felt like she was a good spot to flow with. I mean, High Priestess would have been amazing to do that with, and I wanted to give her more of an episode, but we will come back to her and at a later date, and we will flow with her as well. But so bear with me as I figure all these things out. And, as I'm going, if there's something that you see that you would like for me to incorporate that maybe I no longer incorporate, or just something you'd like to see me add to the show to make it better, please always feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out to me on the Divination with Dani Facebook page, or you can always email me, Dani@gethaunted.com, and just let me know, hey, I'd like to see you do this, or hey, I'd like to see you stop doing this, or, it's a learning experience for all of us, right? So bear with me as we figure this flow out. And apologies for Leo. I don't know what he's barking at, if you can hear him. Anyway, before we dive into the Empress and how I interpret her, and then flow into some readings, if y'all want some readings, let's say hi to the side. There's already a few people here. Stacy, hello. I love when Stacy's first. Hello. Big Daddy Andy. Oh, he was waiting for Stacy. Nice. Oh, you guys made my day. Damien, hello, love. Hello. Good morning to you as well. Glad to see you on here. Icy, hello. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see. Oh, we have Mike Cronin. Hey, Mike, what's going on, man? How are you? Sandy, hello, love. Hello, hello. I think that if I missed anyone, yeah, he barks at everything. If I missed anybody, apologies, and thank you for tuning in. But so feel free to, if you want a reading or if you have questions, please feel free to reach out on the side here. We are going to do tonight a little bit different. Like I said, let me bring this up. Tonight is all about the Empress. I don't know if you can even see that. It looks very tiny to me. Let's see. Oh, hey, there we go. Now you can see it nice and big. So when you think about the Empress, do you guys have any feelings about the Empress? I know when I look at her, I see a very strong woman. I see someone who is very comfortable in their own skin, right? Okay, before I even dive into the rest of this, let me just say one thing that bothers me, and I don't know why this bothers me, but it bothers me. Okay. The Empress is this gorgeous, voluptuous woman, right? And in the original Rider-Waite deck, she is sitting very cozy on some cushions next to a forest and a field. And she looks like she's vibing, right? Like she's really just in her moment. And there's a lot of abundance there. Most decks that I have, and I just pulled the Emperor, and you're gonna suffer through seeing a couple of my favorite decks here, but most decks I've noticed always portray her as pregnant. And I get it, because she is a mother figure. She is the nurturing figure. It just, she's so much more than she's so much more than just a pregnant woman. I don't know. So here, I don't know why I brought this down. I really wanted to get into that. Like, it bugs me that most decks have her as pregnant. So when we go into, hold them off the side. Here's the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith portrayal of portrait of the Empress. I don't know if you can see that there is this luscious wheat field in front of her. There are all of like the forest. There's this river flowing. She's in this very comfortable gown that has, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be pomegranates all over it, right? Which is a sign of femininity. And there's, the female symbol there. She's got the crown of stars. This is just, she is that divine figure. She is, and I've heard someone say, and I kind of agree with this too, like when you think of Mother Earth, she's kind of like that card that comes into play, right? Because she is that card of nature. She is that card of abundance. And like the crown of stars connect her with a divinity. So she's like that the divine feminine. I think I tried to smush those words together, but she's just the embodiment of feminine energy. And I love the fact that she embodies the feminine vibe so well. And she is like a goddess in her own right. What is this? Yes, tarot art is always amazing. And each deck has this beautiful way of just portraying the different qualities, the different symbolisms. And it's funny because like certain decks will call to certain people in different ways. Like there may be a deck where I have a hard time reading it, where the person next to me can read it no problem because it calls to them. Rider-Waite-Smith is definitely, I appreciate this, the symbolism in here with this one. She's, look at how comfortable she is. Can you see like how comfortable she is in her own skin? She is just laying on those cushions. Like, I have everything I need. I am everything that I need. I am powerful. She is flowing. The water behind her shows how like everything is just flowing. There's a lush forest. Just so much abundance is there, right? And I get why people, when they do the artwork for the Empress, I understand. Yes, she is a mother figure. She is like the ultimate mother figure. There's so much nurturing and so much love that comes from her. So it does make sense to portray her as I am having a hard time with words tonight, so just bear with me. Having her being pregnant, and I do like this one. So this is, which deck is this? Hold on. As I am like unprofessionally leaning off screen. This one is one that I do appreciate because it's like the whole world, right? It portrays her as, I swear, I think I'm using the right word, as Mother Earth in this one, basically, right? Because like her belly looks like the planet Earth, right? That's from Lightseer's Tarot deck. I appreciate the artwork in this deck so much. It is a different way of looking at the symbolism, but it's all still there. Like even like the stars, she's not wearing a crown of stars, but there are stars all around her. Just a beautiful, so when I look at this one, I still see the divine feminine. I still see that goddess figure, but it is more of like that nurturing mother vibe with this one for sure when I read that one. But like, yeah, see, like she's pregnant in this one too, but the vibe's always there of she's super comfortable. She is not questioning her abilities. She is not questioning her beauty. She's just vibing, right? And then this is a little bit closer to the Rider-Waite-Smith. It's more or less the same. It's just a little bit more gilded, but she is in every form just rocking those goddess vibes, right? Like you can't look at this in the upright. Like if you're reading this with the upright, with the positive symbolism, it is literally like, okay, you pull this and you're like, okay, you are on path to flowing with your intuition. Anything that, so if you had a question about, am I on the right path with something? if you would pull the Empress in that spread, I would say that yes, you are, and you need to start paying attention to the signs around you, because your intuition's extremely strong right now, and you're going to be vibing, and it is really important to just let things flow. Like, don't try to be so strict. Don't try to be so regimented in things, because one thing with feminine energy is it's a little bit more chaotic, right? Oh, I love this one. She is so gorgeous. Feminine energy is not strict, ordered, straight line. That's more of the masculine energy. So when you're dealing with the feminine, you're dealing with something that's going to flow. You're dealing with intuition. You're dealing with something that's a little bit more nurturing, a little bit softer. And softer doesn't mean weak. Softer just means you're going to find, I don't know if path of least resistance is the right way to say this, but like, it's more like a flowing stream, right? So when you look at this, the stream behind her really matches that the feminine energy, right? It is very, it's easygoing, and it's strong, right? You can do amazing things with the feminine side of your energy, and is done in a way that is nurturing and soothing and softer, but still extremely powerful, right? It's not going to be a battering ram on a door. It's going to be more of like a gentle breeze that gets in through the cracks of the door and does what it needs to do. Like, I don't know how else to explain that. But she is just a powerhouse of energy. And so if you're going to read her in the upright, she's like a goddess. So anything that you would associate to a goddess in the positive light of a goddess, that is her. She's a very abundant symbol too. I don't know if you can see like how like the lushness around her, especially in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the green forest. So this would be something where your chances of whatever it is that you're going to a reading for is going to be a very positive outcome. If this is something work related, this might be something where it's going to be very lucrative, and not necessarily like super hard to attain either. You're going to flow with it. What is this? So hard masculine energy can do a lot, but can break soft feminine. Every will never break and can be so much more. Yes, because it flows, right? But you need, like, there is a need for both, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. You do need both. Every human, every individual has a masculine and a feminine side to them, right? So it just like depends on the situation, which energy needs to come forth. So if she comes through in a reading, you don't want to be so headstrong with things. You want to kind of maybe even step back, but not in a way that shows defeat or that shows weakness, because it's not a sign of weakness. It's just taking in all of that's going on and just kind of flowing with it. And where you need to step in, you step in. Where you don't necessarily need to be so bullheaded, you don't. Like, it's more of a flow, right? So sorry, I know I'm doing a horrible job of keeping track on the side here. I've always wanted to learn tarot. I need to get into. I'm telling you, Russ, it is one of the best ways to have a conversation with yourself. So, and that's the best way to even start. So I've heard people, and there are a lot of falsities and a lot of myths to tarot, and there's a lot of like scary, just untruths in general. One of the best ways to start to learn tarot is like pull a card for yourself every day. Or if you have a question, pull cards and see, even if you're not going to go, and I don't recommend always strictly sticking to what the cards tell you, but like use what the cards are showing you. Even if you don't know the textbook definitions for these, just look at the pictures and what are the pictures telling you, right? This is a conversation you're going to have with your higher self. And so when you read for other people too, here's the fun thing, and this is how I interpret it. Not everybody's going to interpret this the same way, but when I sit and I read for somebody, what I envision is like my intuition, my higher self is having a conversation with that other person's intuition and that other person's higher self. So there's like this whole energetic exchange going on, and I'm just getting the feedback for what I need to explain to them from how I'm feeling from the energy exchange. And I always tell people, like, when I sit down with them to read, I'm going to explain to you what I'm seeing and how I'm interpreting the cards. But if you see something different and if you're not agreeing with what I'm saying, and especially if I'm one-on-one with a person, like I love reading in person because you can have this beautiful flow of exchange where it's like, okay, if they're seeing something completely different, or if I'm maybe not picking up on an angle just right, they can stop me, or they can be like, I see something a little bit different. I see X, Y, and Z in this symbolism where, it's not jiving with what you're saying. And then that can change the conversation. And because when you're reading for somebody else, it is literally like it's for them. So if their intuition's seeing something different, you gotta roll with it. You know what I mean? Just never feel like you have to be, nope, this is exactly what this means. Because the second you're like, nope, it can only mean this, you're wrong. It's just all there is to it. You're absolutely wrong if you're going to be so strict on what the symbols mean. Is a flow with, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So I did write down, like, I didn't want to do this where I start reading off of a cue card or anything, but I did jot down just like a few keywords because I knew I was going to end up, this is a whole new platform for me for how I'm doing this. But so if you get her in a reading, always go with, okay, how does she make you feel? What is the first thing that you see? Like, are you seeing the crown of stars first, or are you noticing her gown, or are you maybe more pulled towards the water in the background? And then ask yourself, okay, what does that mean to me? Like, what does that symbol call to me personally? And then you can build your story, because the main thing with tarot, it is a story. I know that sounds so hokey, but it's a way to have that conversation. It is taking these symbols, taking these pictures, and you're building a storyline basically. So there are some things to consider when you're looking at the symbols, like what's pulling to you, what are you drawn to the most, get confidence. Yes. For real. Yes. Some of the keywords, if you need some keywords to start yourself off, especially when you're reading her in the upright position, divine feminine, like I was saying, like she is like that goddess flow, right? She is such a just secure and confident individual. So divine feminine, sensuality, especially like depending on what deck, she's a little flirty. She's a very, she is that flow of feminine energy, right? There is nothing that is going to make her feel shunned or embarrassed. She is loving who she is. She is loving her figure. So sensuality, getting in touch with that side of yourself. Fertility, obviously, like when you look, some of these are, she's pregnant. Fertility for sure, because there's that whole nurturing aspect here. Creativity. Oh, and here's the thing too. When, hey, Joby. Hi. So sometimes when you get this, right, and all the signs are pointing towards, something that reads a little bit more towards pregnancy, here's one thing to consider. It doesn't necessarily mean like a physical pregnancy. This could be the giving birth to an idea, not necessarily an actual physical human being, but like maybe giving birth to a new idea or a new situation or a new project. So the whole aspect of fertility here goes well beyond the physical realms of like what fertility and whole, like, entails. But creativity here is a big thing. So she is, because of the feminine energy, is a lot of creative flow. It's very, it is creativity, right? Beauty, abundance, nature, and ease. Like in every single one of these, she looks really laid back. She looks very comfortable. Being at ease in your situation would be a great keyword or key phrase to consider with this. Okay. What is this? If she was reversed, would it mean the opposite reached the pinnacle point and the flows? So it could, absolutely. So when you look at her and you're reading her from, if you're going to read opposites, if you're going to read the reversal of her or the shadow side of the Empress, it would be maybe to that point where it's like there's no more fertility, right? Like maybe, okay, this is like the reversal. You're on a downward spiral, or there's insecurity because she is so comfortable looking, right? And all of these, very secure looking individual. If you're going to read the reversal of that, it would be complete insecurity. a big thing that comes up, and actually listened to a podcast that kind of went really deep into the reversal of the Empress, and selfishness is a big thing. And it doesn't, I feel like I've not read a lot on explanation behind selfishness, but if you think about it, if her main thing is nurturing and fertility and abundance, selfishness would be like, so like all of that is more of like an outward energy, right? So it's flowing outward, it's helping others, it's like this beautiful ripple effect, right? When you're talking about nurturing and abundance and all of that. But so when you look at the reversal, give me 1 second here. So when you're looking at a reversal of this, it would be, the selfishness would be like an inward energy, right? It would be not wanting to share, not wanting to be abundant. And you could also consider this as a creative block, right? So like that energy that would normally be going outward could be stifled. And that kind of goes along with what Damien's saying, like you've hit that pinnacle point, now the flow's over. It could be a creative block there, or disconnect, completely being uninspired, right? Because she's got a flow going on. All of these, she totally has a flow. So if you're going to read the opposite of that, it would be, there is stagnation. There's complete, just uninspired, spiraling down. So yeah, I think that's a big thing. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to, go away. Okay, so has anyone ever connected with the Empress to the point where like you could be like, yeah, I'm really flowing on the feminine side of just my energy, really just all able to really get in that creative flow? I know, just even getting back into how I want to do this show. Like I want to change how things go. I want to be able to make this flow in a way that feels comfortable for myself and feels comfortable for others. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. So hopefully that comes through in my next couple of shows. And like I said, I'm definitely going to go back and revisit the other ones. Is there anybody who has either questions or would like a card reading? Because I'm absolutely up for doing that. Oh, what is this? It could mean, yes, a birth to a new beginning. Absolutely. Yes, I agree with that 100%. Let's see. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody's comments here. All right. So is there anyone who would like a card reading at all? If not, we'll just pick some for a situation here. But I would love to be able to read some cards for everybody, as I just mixed all of my other cards in with all these out while I'm getting all of this together here. So even, here, Damien. So even a masculine personality pull wouldn't mean too much, as it could mean a new beginning on its own. It could, absolutely. And here's the thing too, like if you're, someone who has more of a masculine energy to them, or say you're someone who's got a situation where it seems like it should be more of a masculine flow, but you pull the Empress, it could be even like working with that masculine energy in a different form. Also, it doesn't need to mean that that's horrible, right? Like it's not horrible. All right, bear with me here, guys. All right, we are gonna pull a card. Pull Beckers. Okay. Here we go. Let me make sure I put the Empress back in there, because she might want to jump out. Okay, I did. Maybe. All right. So we have the King of Cups. And I'm going to pull two cards so that I know how to read that. Okay. Okay, so here we are. So your King of Cups he is like he has mastered his feelings, he has mastered his heart, he is in control of how his emotions flow, and he's tapped into his intuition. He is, if you're talking of something with a masculine that is connected to their feminine, that is the King of Cups. And so what I'm seeing here for this is there is a vibe. Give me 1 second here. So what I'm seeing here is you are coming to terms with, or you are connecting with something where you are now in a position where you're able to kind of like balance your own scales here through a skill set, right? So you're in a spot where you are really coming into whatever your craft is, whatever, like if this is like a project or you have a specialty in your life, or maybe this is even like your regular 9-to-5 job, there is something here where you're really honed in on your abilities, and it is bringing you to a spot where you're able to communicate, you're able to balance with other people, and you're doing so in a way that actually brings you a lot of joy into your life. And if this is something where, if this isn't happening right now, you're coming into it. Let me pull one more card to like help fine tune what I'm saying here with this. There is definitely like, this is something where maybe previously you may not have felt as confident. And I don't know if this makes any sense, but this is something where your confidence level is growing as you're building upon your skill set. Yes. So this is something where the path may not have necessarily been a really easy one, but it might not have been a very easy path for you, but this is one where you are getting past all of those hurdles and you are able to now see a much clearer path to getting to where you want to be in life, if that makes any sense at all. Pull one more here. And this is a new path. You are finding your way to something that is just very beautiful in your life. So keep that in mind. If there's something that you have been questioning yourself on, if there is something that you have been hoping would flourish for you, put the energy and the time into that skill, and it's going to blossom for you. Okay. Oh, good. Good. Thank you. All right, let me see who was next here. Stacy. I'm going to pull a card for Stacy. Okay. I feel like I want, oh, that jumped. I feel like I want to get some kind of a tablecloth here so you guys aren't seeing my desk as is. I want to make it look nicer. Okay, so let me pull 2 more cards so I know how to read this properly. Okay. So you're coming into a time of stability from, was there a situation that didn't go as you intended, or, okay. So right now, what I am seeing is, oh, that jumped for reading that. Hold on. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is right now, you're coming out of something where there was a disappointment, or there was something where harder with the moon here with this, maybe harder emotions or something that you didn't want to have to face, but you've had to face it, and you had to go through the whole process of kind of letting something with that go, right? It might not have been something that you had foreseen having to deal with, but it had to happen, right? It had to happen. You had to go through whatever emotion or energy blockage. There's some kind of block with the flow here. And you have to go through that, but it's going to bring some other, I don't know if I want to say ability, but there's going to be some other form of some energetic flow that's going to connect to your intuition, where it's going to bring you into a more stable situation than maybe you even had before, right? Because I'm seeing with him, with the Four of Pentacles, I'm really focused on the fact that his feet are on the pentacles. This means like a really sturdy foundation. So like it's almost like a rebuilding of a foundation, if that makes any sense at all. I'll pull one more card for this. There's some kind of struggle that you had to go through to get here, but this is a new vibe that's coming out of it. And I'm really noticing, like, for me, it looks, I don't know what they're supposed to be. Today, we're saying that their lotus is coming out of like muck, right? Because that's where I'm seeing with that. And for some reason, I want to say the fish is like bringing new life to something here. Yes, a transformation. Look, yes, a transformation. So whatever you recently had to go through would not have been necessarily pleasant and not something that you would have chosen for yourself, whether this be on a physical plane or an energetic plane, or maybe this is something you're just about to go into if you're feeling a little bit of a struggle right now. It's for your benefit, though. Like, this is something that I don't know if I want to say, like, energetically, like the universe is like, you need to do this in order for this, like, in order for some other part of your life to be enhanced. And this is a transformation, but this is also a very positive one that leads to a lot more of stability in pretty much all aspects of your life. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense, but that is definitely what I am seeing. Hold on one second. Let me get rid of this. Okay. So from there, okay, so where are we at? Okay, that was for Stacy. All right, we are at 7:30 now, guys. Just want to make sure that I give you a heads up at 9 o'clock tonight, Pac-Man Paranormal. So make sure you tune in. If you have a little bit of extra time this evening, tune into them because they are always an amazing show. And we're going to pull next for Beth. Beth, if you're still here, I'm going to pull a card for you, hon. Okay. I'll do it one more time. Hold on. If you ever see me knock on the cards during a show, it's because I want to clear the cards. It's just like an energetic way to like kind of like slough off whatever was on it before, or if it feels like you need to clear yourself, sometimes it's just like more of a cue for your own intuition to like clear whatever you were thinking of before. Okay. So I don't know if you have, okay, all right. So what I'm seeing here is there's going to be, or you're either already strengthening a bond with somebody, or you're going to create really strong bonds with somebody, either that's been in your life or that is fairly new. But this is going to be something where it's not necessarily, I mean, it could be romantic, but it doesn't have to be, if that makes sense. But this is going to be someone where you can feel like you can trust them. Like, it's more of a connection than just a simple friendship. And this is something where you're going to have to, wow, have to is a really strong phrase. It would benefit you to like not rush into this one, if that makes sense. So like your Knight of Pentacles, the fun fact with him, he's the only knight that isn't in action, right? He's standing still, he's observing, he's taking everything in. He's very secure and comforting too. Like, so he's just taking in his landscape. So this is one of those things where this connection that you're going to have with either, this could be a significant other, a friend, or this could be like a business partnership also. This doesn't necessarily need to be romantic, but if it is romantic, this is also a good sign to just let it blossom on its own time. Don't push anything. And here's the thing, the High Priestess, your intuition, and because I'm really seeing like the fruit, like the pomegranates behind her and the moon, this is something that really has a chance to really just flourish, right? This is one of those things where your intuition's really going to guide you with this. So all those little hunches, all those little, like the little voices, or like the signs, look for signs. There are going to be signs from the universe all around you for whatever this connection is. Let me pull one more card because I don't know, something about this, I really like this one. And I really feel like, so I'm like really seeing like the intertwining of the like snakes. They're intertwined, right? So this is going to be really coming together. Here's where your intuition and letting things go on their own time. This is, don't rush it. Don't let yourself get too much in your head with this too, right? Which is so much easier said than done when you're talking about any kind of relationship with anybody, be this in any form, right? Sometimes you can overthink things, and sometimes that can make things seem bigger and scarier than they actually are. But here's the thing. If you just let this go on its own time and you let your intuition guide you, you don't have to worry about getting stuck in that moment of like, what am I doing? Or, oh, this isn't going how I thought. Like, just letting things flow with this, and you're going to have a really beautiful time with it. If you do feel like you're being too much in your head, it's okay to take a step back, give yourself a breather, disconnect for however, like a day, whatever you need to do to like get your grounding again, and then let yourself flow back into it. This is something that can be absolutely beautiful, and you don't need to hold yourself back on this. So hopefully that helps. If it doesn't make sense, or if you want something else pulled for it, please let me know. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Okay, let's see. Hello. So anyone else that wanted cards? Okay, we can pull for, until I see that there's someone else there, I can pull for like a general. Okay, perfect. Thank you. I'm glad that makes sense. Can pull for just like a general vibe for, let's say for Valentine's Day. Let's just do a general vibe for Valentine's Day. Oh, Andy. Big Daddy Andy. You want a card? I will pull a card for you. Give me 1 second. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So I was thinking, next episode, I haven't dropped this yet, but next episode is going to be all about just reading. Actually going to have, Damien's going to be on my next show along with a few other people. It's going to be really fun. We are creating a deck, and we're going to like pull from multiple decks. So please make sure you tune in for my next episode. Okay, this is for Andy, Big Daddy Andy. Oh, that jumped. Did you guys see that? Okay, so your Knight of, I love the Knight of Cups. He is like literally that knight in shining armor kind of a situation. Pull a couple other cards. What time are we at? Let's see. Okay, let me pull one more card here. Andy, I feel like this might not necessarily be work related, but I feel like this might have something to do with work, or maybe not like necessarily like your job, but maybe even, I don't know what you're doing with paranormal. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is now, if you see something different, obviously, let's see. Okay. So you have your Knight here, and he's kind of bringing in a new energy. And I think this has a little bit more to do with intuition than it doesn't, just because I'm seeing where I'm pulling from. Like I'm seeing like the wings, I'm seeing the cup. And so here I'm thinking that, have you been focusing on something or working on something that maybe just, it didn't go the way you intended it to, but at the same time, maybe that not working out the way it was supposed to actually turned into a blessing in disguise? Because I feel like something with this, and this is a refocusing maybe on a skill set. This is maybe a redefining how you work on something, and a partnership's going to come out of this. Let me pull another card. I just feel like listening to your gut on this one and redefining how you look at something, like looking at stuff from a different angle is going to give you a different vibe kind of a situation, but it's going to be for your benefit. And I don't know why I want to say this is work related, but it might not be. Yes. So this goes with this, right? Like, was there something where, have you maybe stopped yourself short on doing something because you weren't sure how it was going to turn out? I feel like you need to give yourself a little bit more credit here. And there's something with the partnership's going to bring out some aspect of yourself where you're gonna have this sense of, oh my gosh, I can do this. I want to do that. Like, it's going to re-spark some kind of a flow of energy inside of you, but like in a good way. Like, it's going to re-spark. I don't know. I keep hearing like fire in the heart. So like re-sparking something that, yep, it's going to make you feel like you have the world in the palm of your hands. Like, you're able to do anything that you want to do. Like, so where in your day-to-day life have you been stopping yourself short? And where in that can you maybe lean on someone that you trust to maybe talk things over, right? This could be where that partnership comes from. But in any case, this is something that's going to you're going to redefine how you look at something. It's going to re-spark some kind of interest for you. And I think that's a really good path for you to go down. And this is something anywhere, like, if I didn't nail this, or if there's something else you want to know on this, reach out to me later, because we can definitely pull more cards for that. Okay. Damien, did you want a card, or do you have a question there? Hi, Patrick. How are you? Yeah, I can definitely pull a card for you. Absolutely. Let me do this for you. All right. So after Patrick, Damien, if I don't hear back from you, I'm going to pull a card for you, assuming that that's what you wanted. We're going to pull Patrick's first. I just want to make sure that I'm not pulling, like, I didn't want to pull cards if you meant something else. Yeah, Leo's definitely making his presence known tonight. Okay, perfect. Patrick, hello. I am good. Hopefully we can pull you some good cards here. Oh, those jumped. Of these, hold on. That one we want. I don't know if you've ever seen that. I don't let them sit reversed. I feel like because of how I grab the deck, I never know what direction anything is. And I just feel like I like to let where I look at, like, the symbolism on the card itself and all the cards around it, which is why I normally pull like 2 to 3 cards for every card that I pull, because I kind of build the story from that. Everyone reads their cards a little differently. I feel like this works for me. That jumped. Okay, so pull one more card here. I feel like this is a moment of, reflection and for rebalancing. Let me pull another card here. Oh, I'm seeing this a crown in the background. I feel like this is something where you might be getting redirected on a path. Hold on. Okay. So what I'm seeing is you're either in a time of feeling like you need to reflect, or maybe you need to take that time to just do a little bit of self-reflecting, a little bit of just letting your soul have like a holiday, right? Like, don't push yourself so hard. Maybe let yourself sit with things. And what I'm seeing with the 6 of Cups is usually like a reminiscence, or like having a connection with somebody that is very nurturing. So this is a time for even maybe nurturing your own soul and refinding a balance. Like, have you been pushing yourself a little bit too hard lately? I feel like this might be something where let your intuition guide you instead of trying to like push yourself to do things. Sometimes you just need to let things flow, which is kind of like what I'm seeing here. And there is, with the crown, especially with the High Priestess, there is going to be this divinity, like a higher, your higher self's trying to guide you to something. Have you been noticing little signs lately? Have you been looking at things and being like, that reminds me of something, or just getting like those little weird gut feelings when certain things pop up throughout your day that kind of maybe you wouldn't normally see? Okay, yeah. So I feel like there's this whole like needing to rebalance, like letting yourself ground a little bit. And I'm definitely seeing a lot of just like your higher self's guiding you through this. I don't know if you're fighting it, but do something that's just solely for yourself, to just give yourself a holiday. Give yourself that moment of just enjoying something that maybe you wouldn't necessarily let yourself. Yes, see, okay. Sick and pushing hard and not stopping. This is all about needing to let yourself free flow, like let yourself have that moment. If you have a person in your life, or if you have a situation or a place where that like really brings you a lot of joy, reconnect with that, or just give yourself, even if it's just a couple minutes a day. There's definitely this needing to rest. You're pushing, don't push yourself as hard as you are. Slow down. Yes. please slow down for yourself. It'll be of benefit. Trust me. And you know what? If you're having a hard time with that, ask whatever you believe. I don't know, like whatever your belief system is, even just ask your higher self for signs, because it'll direct you in the way that will best benefit you. And I think that you're going to find that balance. Absolutely going to find it. It's not something that's elusive. You just got to give yourself that moment. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. Okay. If I may have a reading on what my dreams are telling me. Ooh, okay. Don't even worry, but I totally understand brain fog. Trust me. All right, Damien, we're going to pull a card, or cards, excuse me, for what your dreams are telling you. Absolutely. Give me 1 second here. So for those of you who do read tarot, do you have a specific deck that you like? I'm always interested in what deck people use. If it's not Rider-Waite-Smith, if there's a specific one that calls out to you. Okay, well, I hope you start feeling better, and I hope that you give yourself some time to rest. You're very welcome. I appreciate you, Patrick. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for asking for cards. I appreciate that. Okay, this is for Damien, for what his dreams are telling him. Oh. All right, I'm going to look at all three of those as one. Okay. Okay, so I'm really pulled towards that. Okay, so this might be, hold on, let me pull another card here. So what I'm seeing is there might be, so the way you're thinking about something might be shifting, or you might feel like you need to look at things from a different direction. And this might be related to how you connect to people, or maybe how you're connecting with a specific person. And this would be something where whatever this is with the way the thought process is going, this is going to be a new flow of energy. And this is something where it might be a completely so if this is something to do with your dreams might be telling you like there's a whole other way to look at something. And that whole other way to look at something is to do with a connection with either someone or some group of people or some kinds of partnership, if that makes any kind of sense. We're going to pull more cards for this. I just feel like seeing like the birds above you, feel like maybe there's a little bit of confusion, right? This could be like there's confusion about a connection, and your Page of Swords is coming in saying that there's a whole other way to look at this, and is trying to like swipe away that confusion, like kind of like clear all the little clouds that are kind of getting in the way of something that I don't want to say would be obvious, but like something that if you would just shift your perspective just the slightest bit, you're going to be like, oh, Okay. All right. Empress and okay. So I don't know what the dream is, but this is either connected to either a female figure or someone who is a very strong, like fluid presence, right? They're not going to be very stern. They might be very nurturing. So this is either an actual individual or someone who represents like a mother figure. And there's some sort of, I always look at this card. So when I see the Five of Wands, I don't know why, I always just think dogfight, because there's like all these people kind of clamoring and no one seems to really be paying attention to what's actually going on here. So what I'm seeing, and if you're seeing something different, obviously, go. Okay, all right. Yeah, so there's a lot of confusion, that just the shift in perspective. And maybe it's not necessarily about a person that has that feminine aspect to them or that motherly aspect, but this could be someone saying like, hey, like listen to your intuition because we're trying to show you that there's a little shift going on here. Or it could be about confusion over a person or someone who represents something that is a little bit more nurturing in your life. What I'm seeing here is there's going to be, here, this is what I'm saying. Okay, so all of that, your Page of Swords is clearing all of this out, right? They're clearing the confusion. So whatever your dreams are working you through right now, okay, all right, cool. Your dreams, I think, are trying to work out all the confusion for you, right? And because this is your Judgment card is that like leveling up card, right? This is like things are clearing for you. You're going to see something in a different perspective. There's going to be a lot of like that aha moment, or like the clarity is there. It's leveling up. It's letting go of things that no longer serve. This is like shedding old skin for something new. So yeah. So if you're having a lot of crazy dreams with it, let whatever needs to be worked out, it's working itself out. And if there's anything else with this that you want to talk about later, totally understand. Like we can take that conversation off stage for sure. You have 3 decks that you like to use. Yeah. So I have like 2 for sure that I kind of go back and forth, but like I have the ones that I pulled for tonight to show the Empress are kind of like my go-to decks. So I have like the Light Seers Tarot. I have Earthwoman Tarot, whole bunch of like, I just like this. Like, I think it's the cards that I like the artwork. It really calls to me. But yeah, we are coming to the end here. Speaking of decks, let me just, because we only have a couple of minutes left, right? I'm just going to show you my favorite decks because I can. Light Seers Tarot. So these are decks I would recommend for anyone who they're comfortable with a Rider-Waite-Smith or they want something slightly different. I would definitely recommend these. What other one do I have here? Oh, and I do like these too. This one seems to be, I'm starting to pull a lot more from this one too, the Fantasy Night Theater. The symbolism is very similar. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for letting me pull cards for you. Very similar to Rider-Waite-Smith, but like a little bit different in the symbolism. And completely not the same, but I absolutely love Pulp Tarot. And I think I want to do a card review, but I want to start doing my card reviews differently too, because I feel like they've not flowed the way I want them to either. So maybe I'll do my next card review on that one. You'll get to see the amazing artwork in that one. She actually is my favorite Empress one. Like she's from this deck. Gorgeous. And I think like she just embodies the flirtier side of the feminine so well. Yeah. So they're all like circus performers, and like it's a really fun deck. That will be a review soon too. And yes, that's a poll. It's a fun deck. But anyway, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for bearing with me as I figure out how I'm going to do my new flow with this show. And always open for suggestions, or if you have something that you'd like to see me do differently, please reach out to me. I would appreciate any kind of constructive criticism. And please tune in for the next show. If you just want to have a fun show where we pull cards and there's a bunch of us together interpreting together, please tune in for the next show. And I will have that posted the next couple of days. It'll absolutely be posted because I have to get that scheduled. But yeah, thank you, everybody. Appreciate you so much. And, as always, the tarot is way more than just telling you how things are. It's this beautiful way of interpreting your intuition. So, never be afraid to pick up a tarot deck. Just thank you. Have an amazing night, guys. All right, I will see you next show. Take care.